Hello, welcome back. Happy New Year, indeed. Welcome back. This is a Recon for the MyWhoosh Cycling Esports League, Stage 6. And we're in Arabia, and it's on the Desert Pearls Circuit. 24.2 kilometers, 3 sprint segments in this one. And it's all about fastest through that segment. So it's everything to play for. Having said that, there are also big finish line points. Finish line points for the top 100 riders in each race here. So this is all about team skill, team coordination, timing. It's all there. Are you going to send riders up the road to collect those finish line points? Are you going to dedicate riders to sprints and punching through the pack in the draft to get the fastest times? 3 segments, that's a lot of points potentially picking up. Or you've got an all-rounder who can do everything. Maybe you're riding solo, and that's the point. It's an interesting route. I love this circuit. It's a rolling circuit. There's just enough. If you've got enough skill, you can sit in the pack, draft, save your energy for those sprint sections. There is just enough in terms of elevation and rolling roads that if you're brave enough, if you've got the strength and you've got the skill, you can make moves, potentially take a few riders away with you and pick up some big finish line points. Don't forget, in terms of points, as I've said, it's the top 10 riders with the fastest times for each sprint segment are going to be rewarded. 20 down to 1 in terms of points. We'll put it on screen here somewhere. And again, you've got those finish line points available as well, down to 100. Again, I'll put it on screen somewhere here. Enough said. Let's get in and let's take a look at this course that I rode the other day. So as you can see, this route is relatively flat with a few small rollers. It's one of those courses which, if you want to sit in and surf the wheels and wait for sprints, you can do this. But also there is enough of undulation that it can also reward those willing to risk the breakaway. So sprint number 1 comes at kilometer 5.1 and finishes at kilometer 5.3. So a short, but very punchy 200-meter sprint. Again, timing is everything here. You will see in the recording here that points didn't show on that first segment because I made a mistake on the event build. However, you will see points on the left-hand side when you're racing, and actually they do appear later on in this recording for the second sprint. So again, in between segments 1 and 2, it's rolling, and you just have to be cautious of riders potentially trying to roll away immediately after the sprint when riders are trying to still recover. We have a short but not insignificant rise at kilometer 7.7, and if you are in a move off the front, you'll need to keep the pressure on over this rise to avoid those riders and the groups behind pulling you back in. Sprint segment 2 comes into sight at kilometer 10.8, and again it's a short 200-meter effort which is required to clock those fastest times. If that is your focus, hang off the back, ramp up the power to time it, punch through the draft and maximize that speed. Again, watch for those moves again after the sprint when the legs are just starting to feel a little bit heavy now maybe for some of those sprinters. Now at kilometer 13.5 we do get onto this 2-stage climb, and you can see it requires some pulling. I decided at the second section of this climb to bridge to the 2 groups in front and drop those riders around me. It's long enough to make it count if needed, if that's your preference. However, bear in mind, if you're going for sprint segments, you will need riders around you for drafting. It's then rolling roads again until sprint segment 3, which comes later on at kilometer 21.8, and it's in the aquarium and it's immediately after a small rise. So again, timing is everything, and if other teams and riders make the run in hard enough, it could be a really super difficult sprint to get right. After that, it's all about the finish line points. Again, flat to rolling roads, and the finish banner comes into sight nice and early as we approach the Grand Mosque. Points will be visible on the left-hand side of the screen, and big points to chase for all riders and teams at the finish line here. So everything to play for. Remember, segment points for fastest through are for the top 10 fastest times through each segment, and the finish line points all the way down to 100th position, so everything to play for. So that's it, that's the Recon, that's the course. I love this course. Again, as I've said, plenty to play for, plenty of opportunities, also something for the sprinters. If you're a little bit more of a ruler and you want to push on as well, there's opportunities to do that and some opportunities to close gaps on some of those climbs, as you saw me do in that particular event there. Now, plenty coming up. We got 2 more stages, a special route after this one in one of those new worlds, so keep an eye out for that. Again, we'll try and get a Recon done and out with Jakob at MyWhoosh Info, always on top of those results and those league tables, so don't forget to go and check out those on mywhooshinfo.com. Also, in February, we've got a very special mission/stage race. We're going to be doing a 7-stage tour across February, so keep your eyes open for that on the social channels. Get the training in. Use this Cycling Esports League to sharpen those skills and those sprints and that ability. This is going to be a community challenge coming in February for everybody, so keep your eyes open for that. More information coming soon. I'll see you soon for more recons and more information in terms of MyWhoosh racing.